Welcome to Renaissance of Wrestling, where I talk about everything wrestling, of what can be done better, what's being done great right now, and focusing on different aspects and analyze it within wrestling. So if there's anything you'd like to see me analyze with wrestling, comment it down below. I'm willing to talk about anything wrestling here. So today what I wanted to focus on is music production. As someone who used to be a music producer myself, this is something that I'm very passionate about. And I think it has a huge role within wrestling. Because if we're being honest, when a wrestler comes to the ring, that theme song is one of the most important things. That theme song, as we've seen, it can make someone. The promo packages are some of the things that, for people who are not wrestling fans, people who are casuals, that's what they go to understand what's going on, that summary, and to have that feeling, that vibe given to them from the promo package is very important. It's one of the reasons why when we reference the Attitude Era, and you're going to hear me reference it often just because it was one of the last times wrestling was mainstream. I'm going to reference different eras, but it's going to get referenced the most because it was the most pop culture time for wrestling. But when you look at that era, everything about it, the sound, everything was intentional. So I say that in the sense of the Attitude Era, their prime demographic that they were going for, it was the rebellious teenager. That was one of the biggest things of the time. They recognized that the rebellious teen is what the prime demographic was going to be. They were the hugest demographic. They were pop culture. They're like, let's go for this. So they took that demographic and focused on it and used the sound that was, you could almost call it a theme song almost for that time period. And it was grunge. They used a lot of grunge sound. The Raw's War theme song was that. And if you notice, they kind of kept that going for that fan base into the 2000s, like that early 2000, 2002 time period, to give loyalty to that fan base and use post grunge in the themes in the pay-per-view themes, or they used it within the promo packages. This is the stuff that gave it this dark, grungy feel, but it was like, yeah, it's giving you that feel, but at the same time, we're showing you that we're kind of starting to go a bit past that a little bit. You could also still say in that time period, and when they're going to the Ruthless Aggression era, they still used a lot of current rock music. Like they got Marilyn Manson, Beautiful People, for the SmackDown theme song. That's huge. I don't think people realize how huge that was. That was a big song of the time. And WWE got to use that in their theme music, in their video games, and it just gave it this extra feel. You could literally go back and listen to those and feel like you're put into that time period. The reason I put emphasis on that is because when I look at the theme music, when I look at the theme song, sorry, within the last 15 years, they've all felt like very generic, almost parodies of the music that they're going for. Like tonight is, I think, was it tonight is the night? That one, I no, I really don't like it. Like tonight is the night sounds like a parody of a pop rap or pop rock song or something. Like I can't listen to that and be like, oh, that sounds like something popular for teenagers. That sounds like something popular among kids of that time period. It sounds like someone who didn't understand the time period made that. And the production quality is great. The production quality of it is great. But it being the theme song for WWE was not it. I can listen to that and I'm not feeling like I'm brought back into that time period. I feel like I'm just brought into WWE. I'm brought into that time period of WWE. That is the biggest difference. I even look at a lot of theme songs right now and they feel like, again, parodies of a genre. There's not many good theme songs today. I could count on my hand the amount of good theme songs for that reason right now. Jay Uso, his theme, that it's just me, Uso, all that day one. It's just, that is hype because I feel like I'm transported into Miami club culture. It's hot. It's fire. I love that. I could listen to Cody's theme song. Cody's theme song is a single of its own. Like that song is a record. So that song is fire. Roman Reigns theme, it sounds like, all right, you guys are straight up going for king royalty vibes. I still kind of feel like I'm in a modern era, like what's it called? I feel like I'm in a modern day Bridgerton almost, and he's the king. It's very fitting for him. Shinsuke, Seth Rollins, these are some really good ones. But some ones that come straight out to my head right away that are not good theme songs are DIY's. No, it's bad. DIY theme song sounds like a parody of a pop song. Um, I don't know how much people here like it, but to me, Damage Control theme song sounds like a throwaway of the Weekend beat from like his Kissland era. Not the biggest fan of it. I don't think it helps get them over. Here's the thing. Here's what I want people to recognize too when I say this. People are going to probably get mad at me of some theme songs that I say that I don't like. But at the end of the day, there's certain theme songs that they may not go with what I was saying earlier, other referencing that time period's music, but at least they reference the character and how you would get that character over in that time period. It gives you thematic themes of movies even in that time period, and it helps get that person over and you can feel it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like Mankind or Stone Cold's theme songs are theme songs that would be hit songs of that time period. But at the same time, it's a sound that just, Mankind's theme song just, it sounds like it just speaks to like South Park fans. It sounds like it just speaks to that kind of quirky kid. Like everything that Mick Foley Mankind was representing, it felt like that. And that's still very important. Stone Cold, the glass shatter, how fans can interact with that. That was very important. If your theme song isn't doing one of those things where it's like, all right, I feel like I'm put into this era, I feel like I'm with this time period right now, or if it's not something that the fans can be like, I can relate to this, it's not doing its job. People love WrestleManias. The only time I hear people, I should say, reference W using good theme music, it's usually around WrestleMania when they're using The Weeknd, which is great. But I'll also be honest, I love The Weeknd's music, huge fan of his. But there's only probably been a couple that I felt like fit a WWE vibe. Like, Save Your Tears. I love the song again. I love the song. One of my favorite songs from that album. And I could blast that song when I'm driving down the street. But when I'm seeing people who are supposed to be going into war to fight each other, and I'm hearing, save your tears for another day, doesn't match. It's just not matching. What I would personally do, there is like, I don't even know what it's called, but it's huge on TikTok, the sound. I'm just going to put in a little blurb of the kind of genre I'm talking about right here. Like that sound right there. It sounds almost like a drum and bass or EDM trap kind of sound. Please correct me in the comments what it is exactly, but that's something that I could see used a lot more in wrestling. There are certain instruments that are just not used at all that are very popular right now. Look at current drill music. Like, why is drill? Can I just say that right now? Why is drill music not used at all in wrestling right now? That is the perfect modern day war music. If someone please talk to even Street Profits or somebody, throw some drill music in. That's the sound that says, "Oh, we're going to war right now." This is that sound. It's one of the most popular sounds today. The same way how in the Attitude Era, grunge and rock was very popular. Hip hop, trap, drill music is popular today, and it's not used as much right now. And I'll say this, be honest, a lot of that is because a lot of the fan base today are people who fit very counterculture. But counterculture is not pop culture. And to be honest, you could still use sounds from counterculture to represent some of that fan base because they still are modern day. But you need to figure ways to use sounds that are also pop culture as well to get that reference in for people to feel like, okay, I'm feeling the production here. Great matches can maintain fan bases, but great production is what gets people to go from not just watching it, but stay watching it. And not just music production. I'm talking all around film production, music, all of that. But bringing it back to the music production here, outside of the ones that I mentioned earlier, whose theme song really gets you going? Judgment Days is decent. I'll give that actually. I'll give that to Judgment Day. They have a pretty decent theme song. But again, a lot of wrestlers have very forgettable theme songs. I can't even reference wrestler's theme song because it's just not memorable. Sorry, Awesome Truth is great because with Awesome Truth, I'm like, okay, R-Truth's been using this kind of from the early 2000s when crunk was huge. So he's referencing that crunk sound from then, keeping it in today, and it's very, all right, that fits for him. That's cool. I don't remember what Chad Gable's theme song is. I don't remember what Gunther's theme song is, to be honest with you. It doesn't stick. Drew's is decent. Actually, I'll give that to Drew. Drew fits his character at least. It's decent. But I'm going through. I have to go through the the rosters right now because a lot of these are not memorable. I'll be honest. I'm gonna probably get flack for this, but I think Becky Lynch's theme is just good, and I get it. People love it. It's over. But what's her character? How is it fitting with her current character? You see what I mean? It almost feels like here's the thing. Here's where it does matter. Here's where that does matter because here's what happens. When The Rock turned heel, everyone was saying he needs to change it to the Hollywood theme song, right? When Hulk Hogan went to NWO, for example, would his theme song from WWE, his Real American, fit with that? No. When Eddie Guerrero turned heel, he had that little switch in his theme song. It just feels like whatever Becky Lynch's character was when she first started using that theme song, this is not that right now. I just got to go through. A lot of these are just not memorable. Logan Paul's is again decent at best. Braun Breaker is okay. That one's okay, but it could be better. Kevin Owens actually has a good one. LA Knight is interesting because he is using a very it's a LA like G Funk vibe with his music. He's referencing G Funk hip hop in his theme song. So it's like to me it's good. I don't know if the average person between 11 and 18 is going to recognize that reference. They're a huge fan base because again they're that young teen demographic. You still want to get into wrestling. I don't think they're going to get the reference. I don't think anyone under probably 26 is going to get that. If you're under 26 and you do, my apologies. Let me know in the comments. But I don't think they are. The Street Profits, Bobby Lashley, their theme song, it doesn't feel so fitting to their character. And I'm taking out people like Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio because like they're using their old theme song, and of course it's popping. Okay, like we can't deny those theme songs. You know what I mean? But a lot of how many of the huge roster WWE has right now, very talented roster, how many theme songs did I really go over? A lot of them are just like I said, just they are forgettable. Let me say AJ Styles is decent, and I get it. It fits, but again, it doesn't feel modern still. Like it's what AJ likes though. I know he mentioned that he really wanted to have that style of hip hop that he likes as his theme. It's kind of fitting to the character, and that's fair. But again, a lot of these are still very forgettable theme songs, and that's a huge part of what gets someone over. If you want to think about it, like after wrestling is done, after Raw comes off the air, after SmackDown comes off the air, there's typical names people bring up that they want to see pushed. Talk about Gunther. They talk about Gable. They talk about Cody, so forth, right? But when I actually watch the show, when I actually watch Raw, the person who seems the most over, I mean, Cody, Roman, and then after those two is Jey Uso. Because his theme song, his charisma, very fitting to it. And that it's just facts. You can't deny the fact that this is what people really want. They want to feel a part of it. They want to feel like this is the character. This is the real stuff right here. So that's not. If you disagree with me and you think that theme songs and the music production is not as important, or you think that it's still, good right now, feel free to comment below. If there's a theme song you feel like I forgot and you feel like it's good in a certain way, comment it down below. But feel free, comment, like, subscribe, either way of however you interact with this and however you feel the opinion. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Peace.